Hi, I'm Kay of Kay's Creative Home. Welcome back to my channel. Today I'd like to share with you how I make this spring wreath using these beautiful lilies from Dollar Tree, my Dollar Tree cross frame for wreaths, and this beautiful blue Deco Mesh from Dollar Tree. Let's get started. Well, welcome back everyone, and if this is your first time here, welcome to Kay's Creative Home. Here on this channel I do a lot of wreaths and some floral arrangements and floral designs. So today we're working on a Spring and Easter wreath, and I'm using this blue Deco Mesh from Dollar Tree. Here's some, I call them tinsel ties or pipe cleaners that I'm cutting in 3-inch strips because I won't need a really long strip to twist the Deco Mesh onto the frame. And we're going to get this done and then we'll move right along. So right here what I'm doing is just bending a few of the tinsel ties around the frame, and I was going to try to do the 2 middle sections, and as it turned out, because the mesh is short, it's only 6 inches wide, and because it's thin, I ended up going back and forth from one end of the frame to the other. So it would be like row 1, row 2, row 3, row 4, and then back 3, 2, 1, and then again 2, 3, 4. Just going back and forth each time. So I ended up with kind of like double rows in the middle and single rows on the outside. So the first one I'm putting in by tucking the raw edge underneath, and I'm going to twist that on there to get it tight. And I decided somewhere mid into this that I needed to wrap it around the edge to make sure it's completely covered. So you see me doing that now. And then I'm going to use that twisty to just put it on and lock it in tight, and I'm also going to reinforce it with a dab of glue so that it does not come loose. All the wreaths I make are available on Etsy if you're ever interested in purchasing one. Right now I just started on Etsy about a month ago, so I don't have a lot out there yet, but my selection is growing and hopefully you'll find something out there that you like. A link to the Etsy shop is in the description box below. So once I get this in here, I'm going to make sure it's glued down really securely. Yep, there we go. And now I'm ready to get started making my poofs. So what I'm going to do is just measure out 6-inch strips of the Deco Mesh. And you can see on the side there I've got a little fraying going on already. I'm going to trim that before I get started. I don't even like working it into my designs. I like getting rid of it beforehand. So now I'm going to start measuring out 6-inch strips, and then I'm going to twist them on and, like I said, just make some little poofs. And we're going to do that back and forth across the frame. I'm going to go from top to bottom, and then I'm going to go from side to side. And if you haven't seen the Easter egg wreath I made, please be sure to check out that video. It's in my playlist below, or you can go back to the home page of my channel and you'll find it there. I made a Easter egg wreath using a Dollar Tree pumpkin frame. So it's just another way to get in the design for Easter and also another use for that particular frame. Now if you enjoy these DIY videos, don't forget to give it a like and share it with others. And if you're not a family member and you'd like to see what else I do with my wreaths and floral designs, don't forget to subscribe and ring the bell so you'll be notified as new videos are released. So I was measuring out my 6 inches and adding a little twisty, adding it to the frame, and I decided maybe I could speed this up a little by just measuring out all my 6-inch sections. So I did that. I measured out 6 inches, put the twisty around there and just twisted it one time, and then I'll go back and just add them to the frame. And to me, it seemed to go a little faster. I don't know if you want to try it this way if you have this type of project. But for me, it went a little faster, and because this takes, the mesh is smaller, so it takes a little while to get this cross fully covered. So you can see in the center there, I've got a loop because when I went from top to bottom, I just continued the mesh. I didn't even cut it because I thought it'd make a nice little filler in the background. So now I'm going to go from side to side, and I'm starting it the same way on the edge, tying down that first portion, making sure that the raw edge is kind of turned in. And this time, instead of wrapping the mesh around the that bar at the end, I just decided to do a loop in each section there. So you got 3 sections, so I think I did 3, maybe 3 or 4, because I might have started on the very end. So I just did a whole bunch of loops down there on that end and counted them, like my 1, 2, 3, 4 from one side to the other. And now you can see I'm working my way back to the other side. So here you can see I'm working from both sides of the frame because I already have my little twisty ties around the mesh at my 6-inch mark points. I can actually just keep bringing that loop up to the frame, and then from the bottom side just twist it into place. And so, I got my little rhythm going, and it did go a lot faster, as you can see. See how fast I'm moving? No, of course I haven't speeded up, but it did go a lot faster. So I'm going to finish up the sidebar of the cross, and I'll be right back. So now that I have my cross completely covered in the mesh, I'm going to add some florals to the center. So I took my little floral piece from Dollar Tree, and it's way, not way too thick for what I need. So I decided to just cut it in half, and then I'm going to first put it on with some wires, and then I'm going to glue it. So I have my 26 gauge wire, which you can find that at Dollar Tree too. And I'm going to do 4 pieces. I'm going to do 2 going side to side. You see how I'm kind of pushing it down into that foam. And then I'm going to do 2 up and down, and I'm just trying to secure it so that hopefully this thing doesn't go anywhere. Making like a little tic-tac-toe board. So again, if you're enjoying the video, don't forget to give it a thumbs up and share it with others. And if you're not a member of the family, don't forget to subscribe so you can see what other wreaths I'll be making this year. I've got some wonderful floral designs coming up soon. So now that I've got that wrapped around the foam, I'm going to just put the foam in the center here of the cross and feed my wire through. And I'm going to make sure the wire gets fed around those bars so that I can take the wire through to the back side and then twist it in place. So although I have it wired, I want to reinforce it. So everywhere that bar is touching the foam, I'm going to add a little bit of hot glue just to get it nice and secure, to make sure it won't be shifting or moving around. So I'm going to just go through each little part of that wire frame there in the center and get it all glued down. And I'm holding it against it snugly so that the glue can dry. So with everything securely in place, the next thing I'm going to do is add some greenery before I add my flowers. And this is some greenery I got from a local vendor. And I was looking them up today and found out they have closed. I could have cried, but at any rate, I'll have to find a new source for some of my greenery that I would get. So I had cut up this large branch into little pieces here, and I'm just hot gluing the stems and then sticking them in, burning myself a little bit there, sticking them into the foam, and I'm just going to do that until I get some, greenery filling that area, and then we'll move into adding the flowers. So next I want to add my flowers, and you see I'm also putting a little glue on those stems. What I'm doing is first trying to get like the four corners of my foam, and I'm going to put a flower in each corner. And the way I'm doing this is just try to make sure I have even coverage so that that green foam isn't showing through when I'm finished. And then what I'm going to do is hit, like if you were looking at a clock, it would be 12 o'clock, 3 o'clock, 6 o'clock, 9 o'clock. So each side of that green foam, I'm going to add a flower there. And these were some beautiful lilies that were Dollar Tree. I just thought they were so gorgeous. I love the lavender color with that periwinkle blue trim, and it blended so well with the blue and the mesh because it's kind of got that glittery look. Oh, I just thought it was just such a nice combination. So now I'm adding one in the very center, and that one is, you can see, raised higher than the others. Excuse me, I had to stand it up to kind of see myself. And then I'm kind of going around that center one and putting in some more. And again, they're going to be raised higher than the ones I had put in, initially. So I've got these three center ones kind of making a triangle shape, and they're higher. So here's a quick peek at how it turned out, and of course I'll be sharing more pictures here at the end. All right, I thank you for spending this time with me, and I'll be talking with you again real soon.